guys, ClintDarden.com. I'm dying. Hey guys, ClintDarden.com, and of course the House of Biceps. House of Biceps answering your questions. If you have other questions, comment down below to the side. Send an email to Apple, iTunes, YouTube, the president. I don't know. Get your questions to me. I'll do my absolute best over the next couple of weeks to get answers to whatever questions you might possibly have. This question came in on YouTube the other day. Someone commented on my videos and said, Clint, why do you wear a belt all the time, even on your warm-ups? Don't you want stronger abs? You know, this is the kind of question that really makes me want to partially bite someone's head off, and then I take a step back and look at the path that I have taken to get to where I am today, and I realize that's an extremely valid question, and it's just one that I haven't answered in many, many years. I have continuously gone round and round in circles on the whole belt issue. Of course, I began going to the gym and didn't wear a belt because, I didn't need one. I was just using machines anyway. And then, I began training with the guys in the gym, and they all wore a belt. There was 50 of them hanging up on the wall, so you just kind of grab the little leather, cheap, fake Weider belt and put that on, and you really thought you were something. It was more of like an accessory. It would have band like the earring back in the day, or the gold chain necklace. You just wore one. Everybody did. And then when I got involved in strongman, that was during a time of my life when I was more focused on what I thought was functional training, just getting stronger and doing cool stuff almost. And so I didn't wear a belt. And then when I began training the strongman events, I didn't wear a belt. And then after a contest or two, a buddy of mine talked me into wearing a belt, and I quickly realized that it wasn't that I could perform that event or that lift better with a belt on, but I had less pain for several days after when I wore a belt. The same thing with elbow sleeves, knee sleeves with a reband belt, with wrist wraps and things of that nature. It's not that I could perform the given lift taking place right now better with the belt and sleeves on. It's just that the next day and the several days after that, I could actually go back in the gym and train and have less pain than I did when I didn't wear those. So when it comes to, having stronger abs, I train my abs separate. And I don't do as much ab work now as I used to. I need to. I absolutely need to. I do a lot of ab work at home. I don't get on video. I do have a squat rack at home, squat stands, bumper plates and barbells and bands. I do a lot of stuff with bands, side bends, abs, sit-ups, crunches, a lot of fun stuff with my kids as well. So I do a lot of stuff that you don't see on video. What you do see on video is me walking in the gym and doing the empty barbell on box squats. And I've got my belt on. Now, if I have my briefs on, a lot of that with the belt is to keep my briefs in place. They do slide down. If you put your belt on with the briefs, the belt will kind of cinch the briefs into place so the briefs don't slide up and down. My briefs are very loose, and the belt helps with that. The more important issue, I put my belt on about 2 notches looser than I would wear it for an absolute nose bleeding, ball busting, max rep lift. So I wear it loose because I want to learn. It's a warm up for my abs. I want to reinforce the idea of pushing my abs out against the belt. That it warms up my abs, it warms up my low back, it reinforces the idea of how you're supposed to use your abs when you lift. I think a lot of people gosh, weightlifters are the worst. They wear that little slinky, thin leather belt that's got that little buckle in the front and that, you know, the wide pad in the back, and they think that protects their back. God, it hurts to think about. But, you know, your abs, your core, your abs, it's front and back, all the way around. You need the support all the way around, and you have to be pushing your abs out against something. The belt adds an extra thick layer, wall of abdominal muscle, material, something of that nature. But you have to press out to create that tension in your abs. So when you see me warming up, and I've got my belt on, my belt is loose. I can normally grab it, completely spin it around. I normally pull it up high to the position to where I'm pushing my belly out as hard as possible just to keep it into position. What you don't see is sometimes when I walk off the camera screen, I just push my belt down a little bit and it falls down to the bottom of my waist, down to my hips, down to a more narrower portion of my belly area. So I think, and this is something I have a lot of athletes do, just put your belt on during warm-ups. Loosen it one hole, if not two. And during your warm-ups, especially if you have back pain, this is not to protect your back. This is not so you don't have to use your abs. This is not fake abs or fake core, you know, whatever you want to call it. This is you getting your entire midsection warmed up, activated. That was the term a couple of years ago. And basically learning how to use your entire midsection for your lift before you have to actually seriously use it for that big lift. So anyway, I know I kind of went around everything and talked about it in a big process, but I hope that gives you an idea of why I put my belt on almost first thing. It's just a process of learning. It's a process of priming your body. Don't be afraid to put your belt on first thing, just like your shoes. Yes, you should be wearing actual shoes when you train, but just like any other piece of equipment, never be afraid to put it on, never be afraid to try it. The longer I've trained, the more use that I've found for absolutely every piece of equipment that I wear in the gym. And I promise you, I wouldn't be wearing it if it didn't have a good purpose. Thanks, guys. Hope this helps.